Hello there, this is Retro Spirits Gaiden, and this is the Turtles COWABUNGA collection on the Nintendo Switch. Indeed. Well, this is a collection of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade, Game Boy, SNES and Mega Drive games, handily collated and whacked onto a Switch cartridge for your pleasure. It takes ages to get past the boot sequence. Here's the Konami logo. Here's Nickelodeon. Don't know what they've got to do with anything. Here's Digital Eclipse. Digital Eclipse have actually cleaned up their working practices over the last decade and a bit. So, yeah, they've actually upped their game quite a lot. So it's not the sign of horrible emulation anymore. Oh, this is maybe why Nickelodeon's involved. We've got a cartoon intro. Yeah, don't know. Maybe they just own the license. Who can say? I tell you who can say. The internet can say. Do some research. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to play the games. So, I have fond memories of the original Turtles arcade machine, which is on here. So I'm excited to play that. Oh, we've got like a 3D looking environment here with Turtlesy stuff in it. Interesting. That's worth a little peruse through if you have time. But let's just get into the arcade game, the original arcade game. No, let's look at some cartoon stills. How strange. Get off this please, and get onto the actual games. This is all well and good. No, we're going to look at Style Guide excerpts. No, we're not. We're looking at wooden boxes. Don't know. Oh, got scrolls in them. Oh, I see. I see what they've done there. Lovely. Digital Eclipse going the extra mile there. Right, let's play a bloody game. Come on. Yeah, I was a massive fan of the arcade game back in the day. The original arcade game. Let's play it all the time. And the cartoon when I was a teenager. Couldn't get enough of that. Turtles in Time, not on time. They're not on time, they're in time. And the SNES was a favourite. Never played Hyperstone Heist. Never played the Tournament Fighters games. Had nothing to do with the NES games whatsoever. And I never played the Game Boy games, so that'll be interesting to look at. He says, hopefully, then seeing some Game Boy footage is wondering why he said that. Yeah, but let's play the arcade machine. Come on, let's do it. Always pick Donatello. He's got a massive stick. Oh, look at this cartoon intro. Oh, it's got the song as well. Oh, nostalgia factor 10. This collection cost about 30 quid and I got it a couple of months ago. Oh, I've pressed the wrong button. I always do that on the Switch. I always press the wrong frickin' button. It goes back to the desktop because I'm using a joystick, so the buttons are configured weird. Yeah, got some zooming sprites. Lovely. I remember this being awesome, but we'll see now whether I'm correct or not. Got some nicely animated fire, and we've got an aggressive purple man battering me, donkey punching Donatello in the back of the head. Oh, just threw a ninja star right in my face. How rude. Yeah, me and my mates used to play this 4-player back in the day, 20p ago. Ah, beautiful. Donatello was always my go-to, because you could hit people from like half the screen away. Never played Leonardo, didn't like him, don't like his attitude on the cartoon. Donatello's the spot for me. Oh, cannonballs. Jesus. Orange Ninja? Yeah, didn't last long, did he? So it's quite a repetitive game. Got a jump attack, like that. You have a combo attack, which is just hammering the buttons, and you can press both buttons together and do like a special move for troubled times. I think Donatello's one is just like a swipe, but I might be misremembering that for the second game in the series. I don't know. You can't dash in this. Tried, you can't. You've got two types of jump kick. You've got the one that launches you across the screen. I think you can just do like a... just jump up in the air and kick. Oh, these white things are a pain in the butt. Yeah, they electrocute you sometimes with massive ropey things. No, he's just going to laser me. Well, he got his. The thing I liked about this game is it had the classic characters in it. We had Rocksteady and Bebop. Whereas the sequels kind of went into the extended stuff, which I wasn't so much of a fan of. The orange dude had a ray gun. Didn't get to shoot me though. Yeah, kill the white clad ninjas. There's April, standing by the world's largest desk. Or she's a tiny, tiny woman. I don't know. Either or. Oh, look, there's a drill. There's a door on the drill. What's going to happen? Oh no, there's a rhinoceros talking at me. From what I remember, he's quite easy to beat. You just kind of hammer at him. Okay. Got that wrong. He is a machine gun toting psychopath. And he'll shoot you at every opportunity. Take it back. He is a hard case. Doesn't he just start charging at you or something? Sure he does. Anyway, he's shot me successfully. I remember back in the day being able to get past this without even losing energy. I don't know. My skills have waned over the years. Here he goes. Yeah, see, I knew he was going to start charging. Oh, he's kicked me in the head. Oh my god. Oh, he's booted me in the arse, actually. Is he going to take all of my lives? Oh my god. He's going to start shooting me again. Oh, this is... This is embarrassing. Okay, well, I kind of like the fire effect on the first level. Oh, Shredder. Oh, you son of a gun. Cutscene. Lovely. The controls are responsive. It's just a very repetitive fighting game. So... Wow, this has got a title tune as well. I've never played the arcade version of Turtles in Time, which is what this one is here. We've got Leonardo charging across the screen. The graphics are a bit tidier. The presentation is... Well, they look sharper somehow. They look more vibrant. You've got a run move, which on the SNES you can apply to a button or a double tap, which is kind of handy. Or it can be automatic, which is slightly annoying. We've got a different type of kick. And you've got a shoulder charge move, which is very, very handy. It does like its big balls, this game. Let's try to drop balls on your head. Ooh, it's pizza. I could do some of that.
Pizza time.
Yeah, actually, this is pretty cool. It is a bit of an upgrade over the previous one. You've got some smooth scaling there on the bad dudes. Oh, exploding bins. Here's the SNES version of that game. And the title screen's a bit nicer. Go figure. The resolution of this game is lower than the arcade, but you can pick different coloured versions of the main characters. And like I say, you can assign it the dash move to a double tap. Oh, you got that interesting throw move as well. So you can throw people out of the screen on this. It's kind of fun. The SNES version mainly limits the enemy count to 4 on screen most of the time. There are some times where you get like the little egg creatures. I don't know what you'd call them, like little egg chicken robots. Little chicken robots. You can get like 6 of those on the screen at one time. But yeah, that's that. I don't know how this differs from the arcade machine. Like I say, the arcade machine, not used to it. Yeah, not used to the arcade machine. Never played it back in the day. Fan of the SNES version though. One thing I will say about the SNES version is that the Baxter boss at the end of the first level is easy in comparison to the arcade version. Never played Tournament Fighters before. This is the SNES one, I believe. And why are we going to quick game? Don't know. Pressing the wrong button again. This, from my first couple of goes, seems to be the hardest fighting game ever devised, as the AI seems to read your command input and immediately know which attack to defeat you with, which is infuriating. I'm sure it's not that simple. I'm just crap at it, but the time I spent with it so far is infuriating.
Round 2.
Unfortunately. And I never played this one back in the day, so I've got no nostalgia associated with this, so I might not play this again, because I found it frustrating, and I don't know what the moves are. I'm sure the manual will tell me what the moves are in the museum thing at the beginning. The Hyperstone Heist. So this is the Mega Drive scrolling fighter, and it's also a nice looking game. Plays similarly to the SNES Tales of Time game. Slightly dour graphics, colour-wise, but that's to be expected in this Mega Drive. But yeah, it's decent. The levels are a bit overlong. Like, I think there's maybe fewer of them, and they go on forever. And I've never played this one on the Mega Drive. I've never owned this game. It's an expensive game to buy on the MD now. It's cool, but on here I've given it some time, and like I say, the levels just go on a bit too long. But other than that, it's kind of cool. It's not as good as Turtles in Time, but it is decent. So that's Hyperstone Heist. Nice music too. And this is Turtles Tournament Fighters on the Mega Drive. This suffers from the same problems as the SNES one. You do have different features in here though. There's like some sort of weird replay thing that you can do, which I didn't manage to do on the SNES, but here you can kind of replay your death. So if you've got a fantasy about seeing an in-game avatar that you control dying repeatedly, you can do that in here. For as long as you like. The graphics for the backgrounds are okay-ish. They're not the best, and the character sprites look a bit funny. But it is using the majority of the screen, even if the characters are probably similar size to the SNES ones. The SNES one was a bit more letterboxed. Would I spend more time with this? I'm not enjoying these Turtles one-on-one fighters, it has to be said. It's interesting that they're on here, because I never played any of these back in the day. But this game is just too hard to be fun. So what have we got here? We've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES. Now I played this on the Amiga. I never played the NES version. But this is freaking hard, this game. I don't really understand what's going on. I've got no nostalgia for this. I like the characters. But it's sort of rock hard platform action. You've got this overworld map. You can drop down sewers and go in buildings. You get attacked on the overworld. There's a giant roller machine that wants to run you over at every opportunity. But really, all you have to do is go into the sewers, do some side-scrolling platform fighting against an unfair amount of enemies, it has to be said, with the crappy collision detection and range on your weapon. And yeah, it's just frustration central. If you played this back in the day, you've probably got some nostalgia for it. Like I said, I played the Amiga version for about an hour and a half, and I never wanted to play it again. And it actually didn't look too different to this from what I remember. But look, he's just running into a wall and clobbering his ass with my handheld weapon. So this is Tournament Fighters on the NES. So the NES got a version of Tournament Fighters too. Wow. Look how letterboxed that is. Although we do have a line-scrolling floor, which I didn't notice in the Mega Drive. Here I'm playing Flickery Casey versus Flickery Hothead. This is not a bad looking game for a NES game, and it's got sort of kind of nice big character sprites. And the background's quite nicely drawn, I suppose. There's not more than 16 colours on the screen, but I'm sure if you played this back in the day on the NES, you're probably quite impressed by the audio visuals. The gameplay, however, is slightly less impressive, being a 2-button joypad. It's It's a bit easier than the Mega Drive and SNES version though, I will give it that. Casey is kicking my ass. Look at the flickery sprites. Turtles 2, the arcade game. Oh, so this is the original arcade game converted to NES. It's got some nice fire on it. Not quite the same as the arcade. You've got flickery sprites. Yeah, side-scrolling, repetitive, button mashing action. I can't say that properly, can I? Button mashing action. Beautiful. Ninja stars flying left, right, and centre. I think all the enemies in this are going to be purple because of the colour limitations of the old NES. It's quite nicely drawn, isn't it? It's not a bad conversion. I think you'd have probably been impressed by this on the NES back in the day. Doesn't impress me now though, because I've got the arcade machine version on here. It's still quite tough. I wonder if this is a two-player game, or whether it's a single-player game. It's got a logo up there where you'd think the second player's energy would be. I bet there's only one player. Don't know what this is. Never played this before. Never heard of it. This is the Manhattan Project. You start on a beach. You've got a nice picture of the turtles at the bottom, holding up their own name, collective name. The turtles. You've got some purple ninjas on the beach. You've got water, like a seafront scene. Water making the beach sand all hydrated and wet. You've got a boardwalk, you've got a palm tree. You've got some graphics that are drawing in as you scroll. You do have different coloured ninjas. So this looks like an original for the NES scrolling fighting scene. So there we go. Not that impressive though, is it? Again, what possibly a game that if you've got nostalgia for, you get more out of it. Will I play this again? Possibly not. There's an interesting thing there where you can kind of hit the character into the background, a bit like Batman Returns on the SNES. Right, this is a Game Boy game. It's the Fall of the Foot Clan. Oh. I never owned a Game Boy, so therefore I've never played any of these turtle games. It does have this, it has parallax scrolling. Considering there's only 4 shades of grey on the screen, it's a pretty damn impressive looking game, I would say. Got some nice big sprites, it's a bit flickery, not very well animated, everything's slightly jerky. Was that what it was like on the original hardware? Don't know. Oh, not bad though. Not bad at all for 4 colours. We've even got a decent rendition of the theme tune. Very impressive. But is it a good game? Don't know, can't say. Controls okay as well. Don't know what those things that are flying around are supposed to be. Oh, just flip the top of the screen like Superman. Ooh, got some reverb here. Ooh, one scrolling sewerage. This is Back from the Sewers. This is another Konami Turtles platform game for your Game Boy. This time though, it looks like it's been drawn by the art intern. Graphics are bigger, but is it me, or does that character look like the human dressed in a turtle's costume, like a cosplayer, rather than an actual Ninja Turtle? It's weird looking. Again, quite impressively drawn for 4 shades of grey. Can't argue with that. That pizza. This time you've got like a jump kick move. Same rendition of the tune. I think I might have missed out on something back in the day, not having a Game Boy. This is actually pretty neat visuals. I just imagined they'd all be rubbish. Radical Rescue, 1993. Oh look, it's another platform action game. This time, the frame rate is a lot higher. The graphics are different. I wouldn't say they're improved. Still pretty nice. There's no parallax in this though. we have got a helicopter move and a worse rendition of the theme tune. So some things improve, some things don't. I quite like the way this main sprite looks in this compared to the other one. It doesn't look so much like a cosplayer, but looks like everybody's got like a problem with their necks. They need a chiropractor to sort their backs out, everybody in this game, because all their heads are on one key. Anyway, that's the Turtles COWABUNGA collection for the Nintendo Switch. There's a shed ton of Turtles games on it, and yeah, it's alright. I got it as a gift, and because I do like Turtles games, but not entirely sure you're going to get value for money out of it if you only like one or two of these games. Because nostalgia can only paper over so many cracks. And my friends, there's a lot of cracks in here. Big old bum cracks. I'm looking at you, tournament fighters, and potentially some of the NES games. So, on that bombshell, I'll leave you to make up your own minds, but that's essentially the content you get on there. The museum thing does look kind of interesting, but is it worth 35 quid to look at some old stills from the TV show? Don't know. Only you can answer that. Available on other platforms. That's the Nintendo Switch version of the collection. Right then, ta-ra.